COVID-19 will no doubt have an impact on investors and especially property investors. Gavin Rossouw is the founder of Wealth Migrate, an online marketplace that allows users to directly invest in a property suggested by the website itself. He joins us now from our Cape Town studio. Thanks very much, Gavin, for joining us. What do wealthy people invest in which enables them to be resilient through good times and bad times?
Thank you very much for having me on. So the main things that wealthy people do is they're making sure that they're diversifying their investment portfolio. One of the aspects thereof is commercial real estate, which is an asset class that most people struggle to get into. That helps to make their portfolios a little bit more resilient through good times as well as bad times.
So what can we learn from the last economic crisis or crises, and what can we do about the current problem of the coronavirus?
Yeah, so from the last economic crisis, essentially what happened in the property industry, in particular in the US, is the non-commercial real estate got hit quite hard. There were anywhere from 40 to 70% losses, but almost without fail, a lot of the commercial real estate opportunities carried on working just fine throughout that, and in fact allowed people to weather that particular storm. Within our personal environment, we invest in quite a few medical buildings, and those medical buildings, there were no problems.
Yeah. In the South African context, we know that after the global financial crisis, we seemed to be okay. Yes, we had a recession, but property remained resilient. But in recent years, maybe the past 4 to 5 years, the property market really has withered, and there's barely been any growth in prices. So people may question, is this really a resilient investment? Because, you know, you see that there's no appreciation, and traditionally we've always been told that property is great because it does appreciate in value.
So property is a long-term investment. It's not something you're investing for 2 or 3 years and looking to turn a quick profit. Generally, you'll be in it for 10, 20, 30 years, and during that time, you'll reap the rewards of how you're diversifying that portfolio, as well as what you're doing with people actually paying rent in those specific properties. Hence the reason we do try to focus a lot more on commercial real estate.
Yes.
And specifically income producing assets. So it's not necessarily holding on to something for 4 years and hoping for a big cash out at the end. It's something that should be actually putting revenue back into your pocket in month 3, month 4. So you're realizing the benefit of that early on.
Yeah, I suppose in the current context where we're seeing massive market sell-offs on equities, this just does show us that it's important to have a diversified portfolio in property and so on. Would you say that this is an opportune time to invest in property? Not necessarily the kind of property that you invest in, but obviously we have interest rates at relatively low levels, although we would love the Reserve Bank governor to give us more interest rate cuts. But would you say that this is an opportune time, especially given the fact that property values have not really increased that much?
It's always a good time to invest. I suppose the saying is it's not about timing the market, it's about time in the market. And also what we're doing, the types of properties and opportunities we're providing to people, is that you can invest from as little as $100. So you don't have to invest in a commercial real estate building at $2 to $3 million to receive any kind of reward. We're trying to make it far more accessible for people to be able to do just that.
And just in terms of if people are interested in getting in touch with your services, do you have a website?
Yeah, it's wealthmigrate.com. And you can go on, browse around, sign up, and start investing. In theory, it should take you about 5 to 10 minutes to make your first investment.
Super. Thanks very much, Gavin, for your insights. That was Gavin Rossouw. He's the head of Wealth Migrate.